Hello, Phil Swann here again with another quick episode of Together, where we look at your well-being, good mental health, and the Christian hope. Now, if you were really on the ball and watched our last episode, you would notice that there was actually something slightly wrong with it. And that was that the image of me had become out of focus. We don't really know why that happened. We've been looking into it, and we sincerely hope we've cracked it this week. But for some reason, the image of me was out of focus. It was a brand new background, which looked absolutely superb, and it's the one you can see today. That was lovely, crystal clear focus. But when it came to me, well, I was looking fuzzy at the edges. Being out of focus can spoil things, can't it? You probably all have had the experience of a photograph taken hastily or just at the critical moment. There was that little shake of the hand, and when you look at what you've taken in your camera, it's jarred, it's fuzzy, it's out of focus. That memory, that moment that you hope to capture for time and posterity suddenly has been ruined. Being out of focus can be a real disappointment. But what happens if we have out of focus thinking? Well, let's just change the phrase a little bit and say, what happens if our thinking gets blurred, like a blurred image on a screen? We've all used the phrase, I can't think straight. We've had times like that, where perhaps there have been so many demands upon us and so many decisions to make that we simply almost throw up our hands in horror and say, I can't do it. I can't make sense of it. And I can't think straight. And in those times, making a decision is the hardest thing in all the world because we are just gripped with indecision. We become anxious. What causes blurred thinking? Well, usually it is stress. When we're under so much pressure, it affects the way in which we process information and the way in which our minds work. Stress does huge things to the body. It can cause your heart to beat faster. It can give you headaches. It can make your mouth feel dry. It can make you feel hot. It can make you sweat. It can give you a backache or a neck ache or an ache somewhere else in your body. It can give you a stomach upset. It can do all sorts of things to your body. But of course, it does destructive things to our minds as well. And this is why taking those steps to manage stress is important. Never make stress go away. In fact, some stress is really healthy and really important to our human development and our relationships with one another and the world around us. But when it goes too far, you need to take those steps to calm things and to bring them back under control. It's about managing stress. And we've looked at a lot of these in Together over the past year. Do you remember some of them? Make time for yourself. So important. Turn down the noise around you, the negative noise, the things in the media or on social media. Take a break from it. Give your mind a break and a rest. Look for beauty around you. Go for a walk for no other reason than just looking at the trees or the clouds or wherever you live, whatever it is. Where I live, we have the beauty of the coast here. Go for a walk, slow down. There's no need to rush. There's no fire. Pace yourself. Stop. Work on your breathing. Remember, we did several sessions on breathing. Breathing is such a helpful key to slowing down stress. And at the same time, don't forget to move. There's all sorts of things we can do to bring the stress response down in our bodies, and successful things that you can do yourself. Maybe we'll look at some of these again, just to refresh your memory in a few weeks' time. Blurred thinking is connected to a stressed body. The mind-body thing is so incredibly close, that relationship. The Bible actually puts a huge emphasis on the mind. It recognizes the body. We see it in the life of Jesus. He needs to sleep, to eat. He gets tired physically. But there is a huge emphasis ultimately in the Bible on the mind. There's a lovely story told of a man who got into the most appalling difficulties, and after meeting Jesus, he is described as being in his right mind. He had literally been out of his mind because of his troubles. Jesus restores us, and he restores the mind. God invites you today to clear thinking, not fuzzy thinking. And this clear thinking begins by understanding who he is, and actually not who you are. That's a bit different, isn't it? Have you ever thought about that? There's so many things that are offered in our world today that are offered to help you understand yourself better. Self-discovery, the voyage of self-discovery. And the Bible actually begins by saying the first thing you need to do is understand who God is. And it is through understanding him we very quickly come to understand who we are. And the focus and the heart of understanding God is the person of Jesus Christ. And so today, as you make time for yourself, and maybe turn down the negative noise surrounding you, you go and look for beauty, you move, you breathe, and you do all these sensible, healthy things, which are so important for your well-being and for peace of mind. At the same time, why not take those steps to discover a little more clearly who God is in the person of Jesus? You say, I don't have a clue where to begin. Well, very simply, why don't you get hold of a Bible? You don't have to buy one. You can download them for free online. And begin to read one of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, and discover and see for yourself the God in whose image and likeness you have been made, who is more willing to meet with you than you can ever imagine, to bring peace not only for mind and body, but for your soul as well. Well, may God bless you and keep you today and this week. See you again soon.